finishing up the rest of her face, and we're going to be starting off with her nose. Again, make sure you outline the area that you're working on. That way you don't lose it while you're laying down all your colors. And again, I'm going to start off with the shadows, then work into my midtones, and then lastly going to start putting in where my lightest shades are. Sorry for the sniffling. When you're working on something that is a little bit more structured and protrudes out like the nose, you want to make sure that you get the highlights, the shadows, and everything really, really accurate, because the eyes, the nose, and the mouth will really break or make your picture. And especially with the nose, since it sticks out of the face, you want to get those shadows right, so the eye is able to say, okay, here especially underneath the nostril, here underneath the nostril there's a shadow, so I know that part of the nose goes in. The top of the bridge of the nose, there's like a highlight, so I know that, okay, so that's the most top part of the nose that's like sticking out of the face. And I've noticed with a lot of people's noses, they have a lot of pink in their nose, so don't be afraid to use a little bit of pink shades in the nose or any area that you're working on. I feel like with a lot of people, they use the skin colors that come in a pack, like beige or peach or light peach or any like generic skin color tones, and they think, oh, like, this is perfect, this is all I need for this skin. But no, you really need to venture out and try different pinks, even yellows, browns, all of them. And here I'm starting to work on the nostril area and her nose, and you'll notice pretty soon here, I'm gonna get her nose to a point where I like it, and I'm gonna switch over and start working on her mouth area. And the reason why I do that is because for me, I like to finish up, not finish up, but get to a certain point with one area and skip to the next area. That way I can better judge what else I need to do with the first area. And again, with the nose, it's just darker tones first, then I go into the mid-tones, and then I go into the lighter tones, and it's just a continual process of doing that and going back to step 1, step 2, step 1, step 2, step 3 again, maybe, just to get it all blended in and looking really nice. And here I'm starting to work on the Cupid's bow area. With the Cupid's bow area, you want to make sure you do the indentation very, very lightly, because if you press too hard or if you go in with a heavy hand, you will end up making that area look really muddy and weird, and almost like she's kind of got like a smudge or weird mustache growing in that area, and you really don't want your a female to look like she's got a mustache growing. Also, when working on a portrait or anything with colored pencils, you always want to make sure that you use a really light hand. When using a really light hand, it ensures that you're able to put many layers on top of your piece, so you're not limited to how many colors that you can put down on that piece of paper. Also, you'll notice on Lana Del Rey, she kind of has a dimple in her nose. Make sure you pay close attention to the picture that you're going off of and getting those small characteristics in the person's face, because it'll really make the picture look like them if you get those small details, like where is the dimple on her nose, where is like how big is her nostril area, how big, you know, is her nose, like does the bridge of her nose kind of curve, does it go straight, does it are her eyes close together, are they really far away. And when you get your initial sketch down and you make sure that you outline it with a color pencil before working in your colors, it'll just ensure that you keep the picture looking like the individual that you're coloring, and it'll just give you a better outcome when you're finished. Again, you can see me working back and forth from her nose to her mouth area. It's just so that I know where to specifically put the shadows and stuff on her mouth area. And then once I get those shadows down, I know, like, on her nose area, okay, well, if this shadow's right there, then that means that I need to put, a different color maybe over here or something. It just helps you get a better reference where other stuff should be. And here I'm going to start working on her lips. I'm going to outline her lips. Of course, always outline them first. I'm going to outline her lips first. Well, after I outline them, I'm going to start working with a darker shade. Then, of course, I'm going to jump into my mid colors, and then lastly, my lightest tones. I do this because I find that I get a better layering process when doing this, and I find that with the lighter shades, they tend to build up on the paper more, and it's harder to put darker layers on top of lighter shades. And you notice that I made sure to block in her mouth, because her mouth is, I mean, not her mouth, but like where her mouth is actually opened. And it was so I didn't lose it while I was working on her lips. So again, of course, always make sure you outline where stuff is, because you don't want to lose it in the process of coloring your portrait, or anything for that matter. Also, when working on lips, you want to make sure that you get all those cracks and the curvature, and she has a cupid's bow, so making sure you get that dip. And I finally figured out a way to fix the lighting, so I'm really happy about that. Again, I'm just going in here and putting down all the shading, mixing my colors. Like I said, I go from dark to mid-tones to the lightest shades, and then I kind of keep continuing those steps until I get it to how I like it. And now I'm going to start working on the rest of her face and just kind of bring the whole image together now. Again, working on the darkest colors, then my mid-tones, then the lightest colors. And when you do a portrait of a person, pay close attention to the color of their skin. I know it's really hard, but try your best. You know, when a person has more of a pink tones in their skin, don't use too many yellow tones, because then it won't end up looking like them. Well, it will, but their skin won't look like their skin. And here on the forehead, when I'm working on the forehead, you can really see my process really well of me putting down my dark colors, then going with my mid colors, and then going in with my lighter colors. And you can really see me working in those areas and making sure I'm putting my shadows where they need to be, and where my darkest color, my darkest part of the shadow should be. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm gonna go in with like the mid color and start working that into the darkest color. That way it really blends in and you get a seamless finish between the two shades. And for my last step, you'll see me take a shade that's pretty close to white and just go over the whole area and just press really hard and burnish all the colors so they look like they're one. And this video's almost over, so I just want to tell you guys I'm really happy for you guys to watch this video, and I'm really excited to go on this journey with you. And I hope that you really like this video. So remember to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed. Share it if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And look out for the last video, and we'll finish this bad boy up. And it's going to be exciting. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!